getting the live stream. It should connect in a moment. I had to talk to Madan Gopal today about fixing that situation. We're doing it a different way now. Okay, it looks like it's working, so you can de-host me.
Okay. Actually, since you're the host, you need to be the one to switch over. Okay.
Yeah, there's quite the draft.
Oh, your children's in the chair.
Okay.
Jai Radhesha Prabhu.
Maharaj, or maybe Radhesha, is there somebody that can find out where Venkatesh Prabhu is?
I'm sure we can find out. Is it like now kind of thing?
No.
Oh.
Thank you.
Krishna Krishna. Oh, Tulsipriya, do we have, it seems like the live stream is going now.
Yes, it is going.
Okay,
So you just have to record on computer, as do I.
okay.
Or you don't have to. Okay, and you can make me co-host so I can record.
Right, thank you. All right. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Puri Brajakacharya Ashtotar Sata Shri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyamakunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mayi Ki Jai. Yamuna Mayi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, and welcome to everyone for Sri Caitanya Caritamrta with His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami. It is Thursday, October 31st, 2024 in New York. And tonight we're starting with Adi-lila, chapter 10, text number 73. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vanamali Pandita Shaka Vikyata Jagate Sonara Mushalahaya Dekila Prabhurahate. Vanamali Pandit, the 35th branch of the tree, was very much celebrated in this world. He saw a golden club and plow in the hands of the Lord. Purport: Vanamali Pandit saw Lord Chaitanya in the ecstasy of Balaram. This is described vividly in the Chaitanya Bhagavatam, Antyakanda, chapter 9. Maharaj, have you any extended commentary here?
No?
All right, I'll read text 74. Shri Chaitanya Ati Priya Buddhimantakam Ajanma Agyakari Teno Sevaka Pradhan. The 36th branch, Buddhimantakan, was extremely dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was always prepared to carry out the Lord's orders, and therefore he was considered to be a chief servant of the Lord. Sri Buddhimantakan was one of the inhabitants of Navadvip. He was very rich and it is he who arranged for the marriage of Lord Chaitanya with Vishnu Priya, the daughter of Sanatana Mishra, who was the priest of the local zamindar. He personally defrayed all the expenditures for the marriage ceremony. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was attacked by Vayu Vyadhi, derangement of the air within the body, Buddhimanta Khan paid for all requisite medicines and treatments to cure the Lord. He was the Lord's constant companion in the kirtan movement. He collected ornaments for the Lord when he played the part of the goddess of fortune in the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya. He also went to see Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was staying at Jagannath Puri. Om Jnana-timirantasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In this chapter, we're being given merely a synopsis of the personalities and the branches, sub-branches of the Chaitanya tree. Here, we're hearing about Buddhimanta Khan, who fulfilled a quite extraordinary role in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, it seems, because it is said that he paid for the marriage ceremony of Lord Chaitanya and Vishnu Priya. Typically, one would expect that the parents of the bride would be the ones who pay for everything. But there must have been some extraordinary circumstance which prompted Buddhimanta Khan to pay for this ceremony. Maybe in Caitanya Bhagavatam it's explained more elaborately, but I certainly don't know the background. Certainly, Maharaj, if you have anything to add here.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Prachayane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashti Deshta. Before I add anything, I see Panchatattva Prabhu has his hand up. I wonder whether he has something to add.
I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj, I didn't mean to. I can wait till after you make your comment.
Okay, don't have much to say. One is, if someone's going to arrange your marriage, it helps if he pays for it too. That's certainly helpful. The Agyakari is an order carrier of the Lord. Whatever the Lord might say, could you please do this? Could you please do that? He's ready to do it. Agyakari. The Selak Pradhan, foremost servant. And rich. It also helps if you have someone who's carrying out your order and he's got the means to do it. So that's there. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I won't say more about that. But among Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's followers, some were extremely poor. Kolavetra Sridhar was known for being so poor he couldn't even fix the roof of his house. And on the other hand, you have Buddhimanta Khan, who's a rich man. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy extends in all directions. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Maharaj. Panchatattva Prabhu, please go ahead.
Oh, I just want to mention, I remember reading some time ago in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavatam that Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata, they were not like wealthy in the sense of, in the material sense. It's not like they had, that kind of standing. That's all I really want to say. Other than I think, I don't know if it's traditional in Bengal, but it seems to me that in Indian culture, I don't know if it's in Vedic culture, that the parents of the bride facilitate the wedding, in terms of monetary backing. But so anyway, as far as I know, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata,
Right.
yeah, they were not wealthy, and I don't know the Vishnu Priya's background in terms of her parents. So I do know that Buddhimanta Khan is a great devotee, and he had played these important roles, as you said, Hare Krishna.
I found it interesting here, the mention of,
Sorry,
I think he's saying something, so I'll wait.
go ahead.
oh, I just noticed this, this bit about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu being attacked by derangement of air within the body. That's quite interesting there. Later, in his later pastimes, we hear that he's exhibiting, extreme ecstatic symptoms. But here it seems like he just had to go to the doctor or something. And Buddhimanta Khan was the one who paid for this, which is quite extraordinary. Lord Chaitanya having a Leela like that, and Buddhimanta Khan being so dear that, he pays your doctor bills.
I don't know what the context here is. Usually when we hear about Vayu Vyadi, especially in relation to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it has to do with mental disturbances. The mental illness, as we call it, is generally associated with improperly functioning vata, vayu. So it's called Vayu Vyadhi. And it's mentioned, there's always this sort of borderline there where from a materialistic spiritual point of view, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is completely in ecstasy. And from the materialistic point of view, he appears to be affected by Vayu Vyadhi, by some sort of mental derangement. So in the context of Buddhimanta Khan, I don't know whether there was a similar, apparent, whether there was similar ecstasy which appeared from one point of view to be Vayu Vyadhi, or whether there was some sort of other issue. My guess would be, anyway, I won't guess. It's also significant here that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that there were dramatic performances done by the followers of by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers. And here we learn that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played the goddess of fortune.
Thank you very much. Did Radhesha Prabhu have something from before?
I had a question. The word zamindar is not a word that you forget reading very easily, and it was in the purport to a verse that we did recently in which Vishvarupa was glorifying the position of a Brahmana. And in that purport, the local zamindar, Vraja Krishna Chandra, was a Brahmana refused his help because the Brahmana was totally happy to eat sabji of tamarind leaves and some rice from his disciples. And so in today's purport, I'm interested to know your thoughts, because normally if I saw that Sanatana Mishra is the priest of the zamindar, under normal circumstances I think, oh, that's a very respectable position. But in the context of what I've been learning about Brahmanas recently, just studying, it seems almost as though that's a concession, that either you're so poor that you need some financial backing from the zamindar, or that it doesn't seem like a respectable thing to be the priest of the zamindar to me anymore. Now I kind of feel as though that's maybe not such an ideal position, that that's a financial need. And so I'm wondering what the context is in terms of, his exalted position, being the father of Vishnu Priya, the wife of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
I don't really know here, because on the one side, we do find that there, just like Dronacharya, Antomya is the family priest of the Kauravas. That's certainly a respectable position. Kripacharya, not Kripacharya, is the family priest of the Kauravas, and that's a respectable position. It's not that Kripacharya is somehow considered less. And we find similar examples. But when you get into the complexities of how, for lack of a better term, caste customs play out in Bengal, I don't really know. That can get to be quite complex and requires local knowledge, or at least requires contextual knowledge that I don't have. Those were scholars of Chaitanya Vaishnavism. Need to know all of these things. I'm sure Joe O'Connell could have answered your question.
I don't know who that is.
Joseph O'Connell the late Joseph O'Connell was a scholar of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. He met Srila Prabhupada early and in America, and he was a very good friend and supporter to the devotees. And he had phenomenal knowledge of everything connected to Chaitanya Vaishnavism. You mentioned an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and you would know so many things about his background, his family, his role in Chaitanya, and so many things. And quite a scholar, and a very nice person.
Saraswati Devi says in the chat, Pranams Param Puja Maharaj and all Vaishnavas. It seems Buddhimanta Khan is from a Muslim background, as Khan is typically a Muslim last name. So L.C. Mahaprabhu had followers from all backgrounds?
Sometimes it's not a Muslim name. Generally it is, but these names get assigned in different ways. Just like Malik, the family that Srila Prabhupada was associated with, I think we read not long ago, that actually their Day, as Prabhupada's family name was Day, so was their family name, but they received this respectable title, Malik, from the Muslim rulers, so they were known as the Malik family. But so here, how his name gets to be Khan, it's not fixed up that it's because he was from a Muslim background. I wouldn't know. Well, generally you wouldn't expect that, well, no, I won't say that. But these names do cross over, just like who did we have? Fakir Mohan, our Gaudiya Vaishnava friend. So you'd think Fakir, it's not a Hindu name, but he was a first class Vaishnava.
Thank you, Maharaj. Panchatattva Prabhu, are you available to read our next text, which is 75, and then perhaps up until 77, if you like?
Okay. Garuda Pandit Loy Srinam Mangala Nambale Vishyare Nakarilavala. Garuda Pandit, the 37th branch of the tree, always engaged in chanting the auspicious name of the Lord. Because of the strength of this chanting, even the effects of poison could not touch him. Purport. Garuda Pandit was once bitten by a poisonous snake, but the snake's poison could not affect him because of his chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Text 76, if there's no comment.
I have a question.
Sure.
What makes for strong chanting?
Maharaj, would you like to answer?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What
What makes for strong chanting?
Strong chanting.
strong chanting? offenselessness. Therefore, Prabhupada is always emphasizing, avoiding the 10 offenses. One time he was asked, what is quality in chanting? And Prabhupada said, quality means avoiding 10 offenses. Of course, there's also numerical strength. That's also a strength in chanting. Someone is chanting many, many rounds. But many, many rounds chanted offensively doesn't give you a lot of strength. So especially non-Bode, the strength in chanting is offenselessness, or we can say pure devotion, which go together. When we chant with pure devotion, that chanting has strength. When we chant without offenses, that chanting has strength. Otherwise, we hear that one can go on chanting and chanting. There's not much effect. Why is there not much effect? The holy name is so strong, but because we're committing offenses, so the strength is not seen. Is that okay?
Thank you.
I have a question also. This concept that poison can affect because of the power of the holy name, it made me think, and please correct me if my understanding is wrong, it made me think that in the normal course of material activities, there's an exact response. You touch the hot stove, you get burned. But when Krishna's hand is there, sometimes you get burned, sometimes you don't. It's like Krishna doesn't always protect the material bodies of the devotees. But in this particular case, it seems like, okay, this snake's poison can't affect this devotee. It's said it's the strength of the holy name, but in another case, we do see that the devotees are injured in one way or another.
And Vishnupriya died from the snake bite.
Yeah, exactly. So it kind of gives me the impression that your strength in chanting makes you directly under the hand of Krishna, one way or the other. Both are wonderful.
By the strength of chanting, he was protected from the snake bite, but it wasn't that Krishna had to protect him. Krishna could have done it a different way. But certainly if he hadn't been a devotee, we would have expected him to expire from the effect of the bite.
Okay. The next text. Gopina Singha Eka Chaitanya Radas Akurabali Prabhu Yare Koila Parihas. Gopinath Singha, the 38th branch of the tree, was a faithful servant of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord jokingly addressed him as Akrura. Purport. Actually, he was Akrura, as stated in text 117 of the Goro Ganadesh Divika. Any comments? Hare Krishna. Wonderful purport. Actually, he was Akrura. Text 77. Bhagavati Devananda Vakreshwara Bhagavati Devananda Vakreshwara Kripate Bhagavater Bhakti Artha Oila Prabhuhaite. Devananda Pandit was a professional reciter of Srimad-Bhagavatam, but by the mercy of Vakreshwara Pandit and the grace of the Lord, he understood the devotional interpretation of the Bhagavatam. Purport. In the Caitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Kanda, chapter 21, it is stated that Devananda Pandit and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's father, Visharada, lived in the same village. Devananda Pandit was a professional reciter of Srimad-Bhagavatam, but Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not like his interpretation of it. In the present town of Navadvip, which was formerly known as Kulia, Lord Chaitanya showed such mercy to him that he gave up the Mayavadi interpretation of Srimad-Bhagavatam and learned how to explain Srimad-Bhagavatam in terms of bhakti. Formerly, when Devananda was expounding the Mayavadi interpretation, Srivas Thakur was once present in his meeting, and when he began to cry, Devananda's students drove him away. Some days later, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed that way, and when he met Devananda, he chastised him severely because of his Mayavad interpretation of Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time, Devananda had little faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an incarnation of Lord Krishna. But one night, some time later, Rakreshwara Pandit was a guest in his house, and when he explained the science of Krishna, Devananda was convinced about the identity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thus, he was induced to explain Srimad Bhagavatam according to the Vaishnava understanding. In the Guru Ganadesh Dipika 106, it is described that he was formerly Bhaguri Muni, the Sabha Pandit who recited Vedic literatures in the house of Nanda Maharaj. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gnananjana Salakaya Chakshurumalitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Of course, what jumps out at me, at least in this purport, is the extraordinary mercy of the Vaishnava. Here, Devananda Pandit was chastised by the Lord personally, but it's mentioned that he had little faith in Lord Chaitanya as an incarnation of Lord Krishna. But because Rakreshwara Pandit was a guest in his house and explained to him the science of Krishna, then he was able to understand. This is quite remarkable, and it reminds us that we need to get the mercy of the devotees of the Lord in order to understand the Lord himself. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, would you like to say something?
I have nothing to add here.
Thank you, Maharaj. I wanted to see whether Radhesha Prabhu could read. We can hear you very well through Maharaj's microphone, Radhesha Prabhu, if you'd like to read.
Let me just add, though, that so it is with professional reciters. Those who make a living from reciting Srimad Bhagavatam in some fanciful way are not appreciated by our Sampradaya. Okay.
Yeah, I was actually appreciating Panchatattva Prabhu's comment also, that that's the mercy of the devotee. Not only did his disciples, kick out Swarup Damodar, he didn't believe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Rakreshwara Pandit came. And I was kind of wondering, why wasn't he afflicted by leprosy? Why wasn't he attacked? And then in the purport, it was nice to see that he was the Sabha Pandit in Nanda Maharaj's house. I thought, okay, this is a special personality, therefore. All right, text 78 to 79. Kandavasi Mukundadasa Shri Raghuna.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj.
Could you do that again?
Oh. Kandavasi Mukundadasa Shri Raghunandana Naraharidasa Chiranjiva Sulochana Esava Mahashaka Chaitanya Kripadham Prema Palapula Kare Jahantahandana. Shri Kandavasi Mukunda and his son Raghunandana were the 39th branch of the tree. Narahari was the 40th, Chiranjiva the 41st, and Sulochana 42nd. They were all big branches of the all-merciful tree of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They distributed the fruits and flowers of love of Godhead anywhere and everywhere. Sri Mukunda Das was the son of Narayana Das and the eldest brother of Narahari Sarkar. His second brother's name was Madhava Das, and his son was named Raghunandana Das. Descendants of Raghunandana Das still live 4 miles west of Katwa, in the village named Srikanda, where Raghunandana Das used to live. Raghunandana had one son named Kanai, who had two sons, Madanarai, who was a disciple of Narahari Thakur, and Vamsi Vadana. It is estimated that at least 400 men descended in this dynasty. All their names are recorded in the village of Shrikant. In the Gorogana Desha Deepika, it is stated that the gopi whose name was Vrinda Devi became Mukunda Das, lived in Shrikanda village, and was very dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His wonderful devotion and love for Krishna are described in the Caitanya Caritamrta Adi-lila, chapter 15. It is stated in the Bhakti Ratnakara, 8th wave, that Raghunandana used to serve a deity of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Narahari Das Sarkar was a very famous devotee. Lochana Das Thakur, the celebrated author of Sri Chaitanya Mangala, was his disciple. In the Chaitanya Mangala, it is stated that Sri Gadadhara Das and Narahari Sarkar were extremely dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but there is no specific statement regarding the inhabitants of the village of Shrikant. Chiranjeeva and Sulochana were both residents of Shrikant, where their descendants are still living. Of Chiranjeeva's two sons, the elder, Ramchandra Kaviraj, was a disciple of Srinivas Acharya and an intimate associate of Narottama Das Thakur. The younger son was Govinda Das Kaviraj, the famous Vaishnava poet. Chiranjeeva's wife was Sunanda, and his father-in-law was Damodar Sena Kaviraj. Chiranjeeva previously lived on the bank of the Ganges River, in the village of Kumaranagar. The Gorogana Desha Deepika states that he was formerly Chandrika in Vrindavan. I don't have anything to say. I'm appreciating the connections, and I love that there's a village called Shrikant. That's so wonderful. And such sweet devotees come from that place. But nothing to add.
Nothing from my side.
Should we continue, Ekendra Prabhu, or does
Sure,
anybody?
other devotees there can also read if they like.
कुलीना ग्रामवासी सत्यराज रामानंद यदुनाथ पुरुषोत्तम शंकर विद्यानंद सत्यराज रामानंद यदुनाथ purushottam shankara and vidyananda all belong to the 20th branch. They were inhabitants of the village known as Kulina Gram.
Just keep reading.
वाणीनाथ वसुवादी यत ग्रामी जना सबे चैतन्य भृत्य चैतन्य प्राणधन. All the inhabitants of Kulinagram village, headed by Vaninath Vasu, were servants of Lord Chaitanya, who was their only life and wealth.
Continue reading, Prabhu, till the purpose.
प्रभु कहे कुलीन ग्रामेरा ये हय कुकुरा से मोरा प्रिय अन्य जन रहु दुरा. The Lord said, what to speak of others, even a dog in the village of Kulinagram is my dear friend. Kulinagramirā bhagya kahe na yaya Sukara charaya doma seha Krishna gaya. No one can describe the fortunate position of Kulinagram. It is so sublime that even sweepers who tend their hogs there also chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Anupama Vallabha Shri Rupa Sanatana Etina Sakha Vrikshera Paschime Sarvottama.
Maybe I'll just throw something in here that just see that even the dogs are dear in this village. Everyone's chanting Hare Krishna. The people who are herding pigs or chant Hare Krishna. So what a place. I remember when Padayatra was touring Bihar, we visited 2 villages. I think one was village of our Devaki Nandan Prabhu from Bombay, and the other was the village of Radha Govinda Maharaj. And in both villages, everyone was Krishna conscious. If you remember, we were at just everybody. In Radha Govinda Maharaj's village, all a little boy would greet us with Hare Krishna. The whole village was Krishna conscious because one devotee was there, or actually 2, Radha Govinda and Maharaj and his brother. But they made the whole village Krishna conscious. So, and similarly, Devaki Nandan's village. So, such a village is there, where everyone was Krishna conscious, Kuling Gram. And so, everyone in Kuling Gram was dear to Chaitanya.
And if he's tending hogs, one would imagine it's not, the only thing you can get from a hog is meat.
Yeah.
It seems. That's
But
quite.
still
He's chanting Hare Krishna. Wow.
we remember that the Shabras, who were the original devotees of Lord Jagannath, were from that same occupational vision, but they were totally attached to Lord Jagannath. In Puri, they're accustomed to eat fish, but it's said in Shastra that the residents of the higher planets see everyone in Jagannath Puri as having 4 arms. So this attachment to Lord Jagannath overrides everything else.
Translation. On the western side were the 43rd, 44th and 45th branches, Sri Sanatan, Sri Rupa and Anupam. They were the best of all. Sri Anupam was the father of Sri Lajiva Goswami and younger brother of Sri Sanatan Goswami and Sri Rupa Goswami. His formal name was Vallabha, but after Lord Chaitanya met him, he gave him the name Anupam. Because of working in the Muslim government, these 3 brothers were given the title Mulik. Our personal family is connected with the Muliks of Mahatma Gandhi Road in Calcutta, and we often used to visit their Radha Govind temple. They belong to the same family as we do. Our family Gotra or original genealogical line is the Gautam Gotra, or line of disciples of Gautam Muni, and our surname is they. But due to their accepting the post of zamindars in the Muslim government, they received the title Mulik. Similarly, Rup, Sanatan and Vallabha were also given the title Mulik. Mulik means Lord. Just as the English government gives rich and respectable persons the title Lord, so the Muslims give the title Mulik to rich, respectable families that have intimate connections with the government. Thus, the title Mulik is found not only among the Muslims but also among the Hindu aristocracy. This title is not restricted to a particular family but is given to different families and castes. The qualifications for receiving it are wealth and respectability. Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami belong to Bharadwaj Gotra, which indicates that they belonged either to the family of the civic succession of Bharadwaj Muni. As members of the Krishna conscious movement, we belong to the family or disciplic succession of Saraswati Goswami, and thus we are known as Saraswats. Obeisances are therefore offered to the spiritual master as Saraswat Devi or a member of Saraswat family. Namaste Saraswati Devi, whose mission is to broadcast the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gauravani Pracharine, and to fight with impersonalists and voidists Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschat Desh Dharine. This was also the occupation duty of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Anupam Goswami. Genealogical table of Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami and Vallabha Goswami can be traced back to the 12th century Skabda, when a gentleman of the name Sarvagya appeared in a very rich and opulent Brahmana family in the province of Karnataka. He had two sons named Aniruddhera, Rupeshwara and Harihara, who were both bereft of their kingdoms and thus obliged to reside in the highlands. The son of Rupeshwara, who was named Padmanabh, moved to a place in Bengal known as Nayhati on the bank of Ganges. There he had 5 sons, of whom the youngest, Mukunda, had a well-behaved son named Kumaradeva, who was the father of Rupa, Sanatan and Vallabha. Kumaradeva lived in Fatehabad, an area bordering Balachandra Dweepa in East Bengal, known now Bangladesh. The present-day village of Premabag, which lies near Ramshahar in the Jeshore district of Bangladesh, is said by many to be the site of Kumar Deva's house. Of his many sons, 3 took to the path of Vaishnavism. Later, Sri Vallabh and his elder brothers, Shri Rup and Sanatan, came from Chandradvipa to the village in the Malda district of Bengal known as Ramakeli. It is in this village that Sri Jiva Goswami took birth, accepting Vallabha as his father. Because of engaging in the service of Muslim government, the 3 brothers received the title Mulik. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the village of Ramakeli, he met Vallabha there. Later, Sri Rupa Goswami, after meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, resigned from government service, and when he went to Vrindavan to meet Lord Chaitanya, Vallabha accompanied him. The meeting of Rupa Goswami and Vallabha with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Allahabad is described in the Adi-lila, chapter 19.
Maybe pause one moment. I had a I had a discussion with my father recently about just the grammatical chanting of Namaste Saraswati Devi, and we were discussing why isn't it Namaste Saraswati Devi, and this purport just before this one answers that very nicely, but I'm not clear on whether the Saraswata title extends beyond Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master. Because the discussion is, as members of the Krishna consciousness movement, we belong to the family or disciplic succession of Saraswati Goswami. So that sounds like, is that just directly, we're talking about Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, or is that extending? Yes. Okay. So because we're extending from that family, we're known as Saraswatas.
Yes.
And therefore, we're offering obeisances to the spiritual master as Saraswata Deva, the family of the Saraswatas. Therefore, it's Namaste Saraswate, because it's a conjugation of Saraswata, not Saraswati. I just find that grammatically fascinating why it's not of Saraswati. You know, it's because I always wondered about that name, whether it's, you know, goddess Saraswati, that she's giving knowledge, and therefore it has some, you know, he's divinely connected with the knowledge giving aspect of this goddess, or whether it's, yeah, Saraswata. I guess the meaning is pure goodness, or I don't know if you have any thoughts there, but the conjugation changing from Saraswati to Saraswata.
Well, I don't know the grammar, even if the meaning Prabhupada intends is clear, that it's descendant of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. As far as the grammar, it's beyond my grasp, except sometimes in commenting on Srimad-Bhagavatam, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur or Jiva Goswami will note that the case is not, it's not standard. And they'll say something like, this is what's intended, or they'll say the use of such and such is poetic license. So one way or another, without getting into the grammar, meaning is descendant of Siddhanta Saraswati.
Thank you. And for us who are chanting, it's here stated we can say Namaste Saraswate Devi. It's I know people chant it all different ways, but for those of us who are reading this, we can follow that pronunciation. Namaste Saraswate Devi. You want to take up on the next paragraph?
Actually, it is to be understood from the statement of Sanatan Goswami that Sri Rup Goswami and Vallabha went to Vrindavan under the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First they went to Mathura, where they met a gentleman named Subudhi Rai, who maintained himself by selling dry fuel wood. He was very pleased to meet Sri Rupa Goswami and Anupama, and he showed them the 12 forests of Vrindavan. Thus they lived in Vrindavan for 1 month, and then again went to search for Sanatan Goswami. Following the course of Ganges, they reached Allahabad or Prayag Tirth. But because Sanatan Goswami had come there by a different road, they did not meet him there. And when Sanatan Goswami came to Mathura, he was informed of the visit of Rupa Goswami and Anupama by Subudhi Rai. When Rupa Goswami and Anupama met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Banaras, they heard about Sanatan Goswami's travels from him, and thus they returned to Bengal, adjusted their affairs with the state, and on the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see the Lord at Jagannath Puri. In the year 1436, Shakabd AD 1514, the youngest brother Anupama died and went back to Godhead. He went to the abode of spiritual sky, where Sri Ramchandra is situated. At Jagannath Puri, Sri Rup Goswami informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of this incident. Vallabha was a great devotee of Sri Ramchandra. Therefore, he could not seriously consider the worship of Radha Govinda according to the instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yet he directly accepted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramchandra. In the Bhakti Ratnakar, there is the following statement. Vallabha was given the name Anupama by Sri Gaur Sundara, but when he was always absorbed in the devotional service of Lord Ramchandra, he did not know anyone but Sri Ramchandra, but he knew that Chaitanya Gosai was the same Lord Ramchandra. In the Gaur Ganodesh Dvipika, Sri Rup Goswami is described to be the gopi named Sri Rupa Manjari. In the Bhakti Ratnakar, there is a list of the books Sri Rup Goswami compiled. Of all his books, the following 16 are very popular among Vaishnavas. First, Hamsduta, Uddhava Sandesha, Krishna Janma Tithi Vidhi, Radha Krishna Ganodesh Deepika, Brihat and Laghu, Stavmala, Vidagdh Madhava, Lalita Madhava, Dan Keli Kaumudi, Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. This is the most celebrated book by Sri Rup Goswami. Ujjwal Neelmani, Akhyat Chandrika, Mathura Mahima, Padyavali, Natak Chandrika, and Laghu Bhagavatamrita. Sri Rup Goswami gave up all family connections, joined the renounced order of life, and divided his money, giving 50% to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and 25% to his Kutumba family members, and keeping 25% for personal emergencies. He met Haridas Thakur in Jagannath Puri, where he also met Lord Chaitanya and his other associates. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to praise the handwriting of Rup Goswami. Srila Rup Goswami could compose verses according to the desires of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and by his direction, he wrote two books named Lalita Madhava and Vidagdha Madhava. Lord Chaitanya described the two brothers, Sanatan Goswami and Rup Goswami, to publish many books in support of the Vaishnava religion. When Sanatan Goswami met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Lord advised him also to go to Vrindavan.
Come, Rakesh, we'll read the next couple.
Sri Sanatana Goswami described in the Gaur Ganodesha Deepika 181. He was formerly known as Rati Manjari or sometimes Lavanga Manjari. In the Bhakti Ratnakara, it is stated that his spiritual master Vidya Vachaspati sometimes stayed in the village of Ramakeri, and Sanatan Goswami studied all the Vedic literatures from him. He was so devoted to his spiritual master that this cannot be described. According to the Vedic system, if someone sees a Muslim, he must perform rituals to atone for the meeting. Sanatan Goswami always associated with Muslim kings, not giving much attention to the Vedic injunctions. He used to visit the houses of Muslim kings, and thus he considered himself to have been converted into a Muslim. He was therefore always very humble and meek. When Sanatan Goswami presented himself before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said, "I am always in association with lower class people, and my behavior is therefore very abominable." He actually belonged to a respectable Brahmana family, but because he considered his behavior to be abominable, he did not try to place himself among the Brahmanas, but always remained among people of the lower castes. He wrote the Hari Bhakti Vilas and Vaishnava Toshan, which is a commentary on the 10th canto of Srimad-Bhagavatam. In the year 1476, Shakabda, AD 1554, he completed the Brihad Vaishnava Toshani commentary on the Srimad-Bhagavatam. In the year 1504, Shakabda, AD 1582, he finished the Laghu Toshani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his principles through 4 chief followers. Among them, Ramananda Rai is exceptional, for through him the Lord taught how a devotee can completely vanquish the power of Cupid. By Cupid's power, as soon as one sees a beautiful woman, is conquered by her beauty. Sri Ramananda Rai, however, vanquished Cupid's pride. Indeed, while rehearsing the Jagannath Vallabha Nataka, he personally directed extremely beautiful young girls in dancing, but he was never affected by their youthful beauty. Sri Ramananda Rai personally bathed these girls, touching them and washing them with his own hands, yet he remained calm and passionless, as a great devotee should be. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu certified that this was possible only for Ramananda Rai. Similarly, Damodar Pandit was notable for his objectivity as a critic. He did not even spare Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from his criticism. This also cannot be imitated by anyone else. Haridas Thakur is exceptional for his forbearance because although he was beaten with canes in 22 marketplaces, he was nevertheless tolerant. Similarly, Sri Sanatana Goswami, although he belonged to a most respectable Brahmana family, was exceptional for his humility and meekness.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. It's time for kirtan. If you don't mind, can you lead us in some kirtan also?
And the last 4 paragraphs will be for a future date. This last, before we do kirtan though, this last paragraph was full of extraordinary examples. Haridas Thakur being beaten, Damodar Das Pandit being such an objective critic that not even Mahaprabhu was spared, Ramananda Roy being able to bathe and wash the bodies of the most beautiful girls in the service of Jagannath, just example after example of, to the superlative degree, Vaishnavas demonstrating activities that are not imitatable, but it's very wonderful to read about this.
Maharaj, did you have any closing comments before our kirtan?
Nothing from my side. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Shrotra Shatra Shishma Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Shrotra Shatra Shishma Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Prem se ko Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhana ki all the branches of the Chaitanya tree ki
Jai.
all glories to the Sum of devotees.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to the Sum of devotees.
Hare
All
Krishna.
glories to the Sum of devotees.
Hare
Nitai Gaur Premanandi.
Thank you, Radhesha and Kirtan crew. Haribol. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for being with us. Sri Caitanya Caritamrta ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj ki jai.
Samaveta Bhakta ki jai, Gaur Premanande.
Hey, I have a question for Radesh. Radesh Prabhu, is there a way I can contact you while you're there? In Mayapur.
WhatsApp is good.
Okay, I'll contact you via WhatsApp. We'll get you that bicycle.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Welcome. All right, Krishna. Thank you. Jai Guru Maharaj.
Hari Hari. Jai.
Thank you, Akendra Prabhu. Wonderful.
Thank you, Panchatattva Prabhu. Jai, jai, jai.
I don't know.